Alrighty, so I'm currently here at the Stadium Club, and yes, I decided to kind of upgrade myself in my experience here at Allianz Field for the second time. I'm now in the Stadium Club, which, by the way, I'll give you guys a quick look at it. It's actually very beautiful up here, and also I'll pretty much just stand right there for the entire match. I mean, I was thinking about maybe going to my seat to watch this, but hey, you know, when I was standing in the window, I got actually a great view of the section, and also I get to hear the Apple TV commentary and a little bit of the Wonderwall there. So I think that's kind of like a price of free in one, and that's why I kind of decided to stay there for the whole night instead of sitting down. And also, they had an all-inclusive food in there. Now, I have heard that some people said that the all-inclusive food here isn't that good, and while there were some that I think aren't actually really good, overall, I thought most of the food here was great. And, you know, I was actually concerned the fact that, you know, with some people saying that some of the foods are not very good and I might have to go downstairs to get something to eat, but I never really made a trip downstairs. I mean, I basically ate all the food that is offered here. Also got a couple of soda drinks because, you know, that's also inclusive. And the beer, of course, is not inclusive, but, you know, I don't drink, so obviously that doesn't really matter. But either way, I mean, in terms of this game itself, well, turns out on my second visit to Allianz Field to watch the Loons play, they win again, and this is the first league win at home this season. I mean, it's been a long time coming, but in the most typical Minnesota fashion, they had to kind of sweat it out in the end because, yeah, the last 20 minutes and really the last 15 minutes of the game, I mean, it was pure road heave mode, and that it seemed like once Adrian Heath decided to switch in a more defensive formation. I think they were switching to a 4-5-1 kind of formation. You just kind of realized that they would just hang on for dear life, and that, you know, again, with a team that has had issue in terms of holding on leads, I didn't like that kind of tactics. And also, you know, it kind of makes me sweat a little bit, and just hoping that, you know, eventually the Dynamo won't find one good look to trying to equalize. And really, in the last 15 minutes, I don't really recall the Dynamo really had one good chance to trying to get the equalizer. I thought the Loons did a good job in the final 15 minutes to close down. I think the only good look they had, I forgot who exactly it was, but one of the Dynamo player had it to Dane Sinclair, but that was kind of the most dangerous opportunity, and that's despite the fact that they had a lot of set piece opportunity from the corner. They even had that one free kick opportunity around the 87th minute that they couldn't quite do so. But yeah, overall, you know, this was kind of a game that, you know, I don't know if I said this in the preview, but, you know, something's gonna have to give. Like, you know, coming into this game, both of these teams has been facing a bit of a problem with the Loons. Obviously still have not won a single league home game, while the Dynamo's still looking for the first point on the road. So somebody's gonna have to give in terms of tonight. And, you know, I will say that the Loons, they got off to a good start of a 1-0 lead, though, you know, it was kind of unexpected because I thought Minnesota kind of got off to a slow start. I mean, you know, early on they had that one good look from Fragapane, but then after that, the Dynamo kind of controlled possession, and I was guessing maybe Adrian Heath was trying to go on the transition, which is kind of what they like to do, but they just couldn't string anything going forward on the transition. They were being very flat in the first 10 minutes or so, but obviously they got the goal really kind of just because of a bad mistake from the Dynamo. Like, the Dynamo, they turned the ball over in a bad area, and yeah, Longwane basically capitalized that to make it 1-0, and then, you know, they were trying to push for a second goal. Steve Clark, man, what a game he has, and I think if it wasn't for Steve Clark, the Dynamo probably would have lost this 2 or 3-0 because he made some big save here. Probably the best save that he made was in the first half when he denied Fragapane and then denied Longwane. I mean, the Longwane one is probably the more impressive save because, yeah, you know, he had to quickly gets up on his feet to kind of make that kick save. You do not usually see a lot of goalkeepers are able to have that quick of a reflex to kind of get back after making a save and make another one like that. So yeah, that was a great save. I think that one also, he made the kick save and hits it onto the post. Speaking of the post, the Dynamo actually hit the post around the 20th minute, or I think it was one of their youngster, Ibrahim, he hits the post there. So again, just to show you how the Dynamo, they had some chances, especially early on, but again, you know, for the Loons in the second half, again, they had some opportunity again. You know, the one chance that I was very frustrated was the Amaria one, where again, it's pretty clear that Amaria is snake bitten right now. I mean, he is, you know, we know that he's good with his hold-up play, but his finishing has been just absolutely atrocious. And that one that he had where he was in on goal just kind of shows you that he clearly lacked any confidence whatsoever. He just got caught into two minds here, didn't know whether he pass it or to shoot that. Like, for me, I was just saying, just shoot the ball, Amaria. Like, I know you're trying to be unselfish, and I know you haven't been scoring for a while, but just shoot the ball. But he decided to do neither, and it was just easily gathered by Steve Clark there. So, yeah, that was kind of frustrating, and also kind of frustrated that the Loons didn't get that second goal because, it really set up a nervy moment. And, again, this team has had issue in terms of closing out game. That U.S. Open Cup game against the Union, twice they blew the lead. I thought it was going to happen again tonight, and especially in earlier home game, especially in the Vancouver game, they blew it right at the end. So, yeah, it was kind of tense, but they were able to seize it out. And again, a much-needed 3 points to finally get their first win since early April. I mean, coming into this, I really don't care how they win this one. They absolutely need to win this one. Like, looking at the schedule that's coming up, they got the Timbers on the road, and they got to play the Dynamo again, this time on the road in the U.S. Open Cup. They have to win this one. This was a must-win for them, and they finally got it. And, while it wasn't the prettiest win, like I said, I take any win with the way that this team has been going through a really rough patch these last month or so. So, yeah, we'll see how things are going to go going forward. I mean, the game against the Timbers is not going to be easy, especially on a short week going on the road. But, again, much-needed 3 points in a game where, I know the Dynamo, they were shorthanded in this one. No Hector Herrera, no Amne Bassi. And, I think if both of those players were in, maybe things would have changed because those are two of the more influenced players for this Dynamo attack team. And you could definitely see that they were missing those players coming into this game. They weren't as dynamic going forward on the attack as they have been. But that's kind of also the case when they are on the road. They still kind of haven't figured out that role for them like they did at home, which is kind of also something you see with the Dynamo. There always tends to be a good home team, but on the road, that's been always a problem. But, either way, like I said, great to see that the Loons, of course, getting the win, get to see Wonderwall right at the end. But, yeah, either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, again, I'm going to do my review of the game as part number 1 of the review for this midweek action once I get back to the hotel. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time with another sport.